Hi there, welcome once again to the Dukascopy TV studio. I'm Ben Jones. Alongside me is head of the Greater Geneva Berne Area, Philippe Monnier, here to tell us about foreign companies in Western Switzerland. Philippe, thank you very much for joining us today.
Good morning.
Now, the aim of your company is to attract foreign companies to Western Switzerland and help them start a successful business. So would you say that acquisitions is the preferred option?
I think that acquisition has some advantages. It can be faster, you can acquire knowledge, but acquisition also entails a lot of hidden risks that people don't know so much about. And actually, if we look at the number of surveys available, the majority of merger and acquisition end up in destroying shareholder value.
Okay, so what are some of these hidden risks?
So I would say that to summarize, the main issue is that the seller knows much more about the company than the buyer.
Yes, but before making an acquisition, buyers can organise several due diligences.
Yes, due diligence is important, and due diligence helps you to reduce the risk. Let's assume that you own a house. You have been living in your house for 20 years, and then you want to sell your house. The buyer, the potential buyer, can hire an architect who will make a sort of due diligence. So he will come to your house, he will spend 1 hour, half a day, 1 day, and then he will discover a number of issues, of problems. He may, but he may not discover that your heating system has a problem because it is summer. He may not know that you have bamboo and your bamboo has invaded your neighbor's garden, and that your neighbor is very upset at you and is about to sue you. So yes, due diligence is important. They reduce the risk, but they do not eliminate the risk.
And in case of a company acquisition, what are the potential risks?
Basically, I can think of maybe 100 type of risk, but let me mention a few one. One risk may be that the good employees leave the company, or the good customer, the best customer, leave the company. Another risk can be a technical risk. You may have to do a product recall because you didn't identify a technical problem. Another potential risk can be pollution. You buy a factory, and the factory is polluting the land, and then in 5 years there is a new law, and based on this new law you have to sanitize the land, and this costs you a fortune. The seller knew it, but didn't tell it to you. And then you may have all kind of potential legal issues which are not disclosed yet.
But by acquiring companies, important synergies can be formed.
Yes, potentially. But to realize those synergies, sometimes you have to do painful restructuring. Let me give you some example. If you acquire a company, you may be willing to reduce redundancies. So you may have to close a factory. You may have to discontinue a product. You may have to close down an entire department. If you want to integrate different systems, like the IT system, the accounting system, those systems can be so different that the integration may be very difficult to achieve. Let me give you another example. A company A acquires a company B, but the company B has 30% higher salaries. So what do? Do you increase the salary of company A, which will cost you a lot of money? Do you decrease the salary of company B, which has been acquired, and demotivate all the new employees? Or do you live with inconsistencies? So yes, synergies are important, they are potential. Sometimes the cost to achieve them and the risk to achieve them are more important than the potential benefit.
Okay, and now in terms of the negotiations for an acquisition, is the buyer always in a strong position, especially if they're paying high prices?
I would say yes or no, because very often the target, the company to be acquired, they are family companies, and the family has been building the company over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 generations. It is really their baby. And what they really want is that the new owner share the same passion as they do for the company, for the business, for the industry. They want that the new owner take care of the employees, take care of the clients, and so on. And sometimes the seller is very choosy. They really want to get the proper buyer.
Because so buyers have to sell themselves.
Yes, in this process, the price may not be the most important element.
Okay, so many companies from BRIC countries, Brazil, Russia, India, China, they're eager to buy Swiss and European companies?
Yes, this is true. A lot of companies from the BRIC countries are quite interested in buying either Swiss or sometimes European companies. Normally, they're not fully aware of the difficulty to find the right target. They can define the target very precisely, but then you have to find the target. Or normally the target and the company for sale, it's not a public information because they don't want to disclose it. So in order to identify, let's say, 5 to 6, 7, 10 proper targets, to have a meeting with them, there is a lot of work behind, which can last maybe 1 month full time, 2 months full time. Or normally the company from the BRIC country, they want to buy, but they're not ready to pay for this work, this preliminary work to identify a target.
Okay, and can you finally outline some of the advantages of a greenfield operation?
Yes, actually a lot of companies, they want to do M&A. They do not find what they want, and then they come to us in order to go for a greenfield option. And the main advantages is that the risks are lower, the initial investment is gradual, and then the control is better. Normally you have a much better control if you start something from scratch than if you acquire something.
Philippe, thank you very much for joining us again.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for watching. Do make sure you keep clicking back to Dukascopy TV as we bring you plenty more updates and exclusive interviews. Bye for now.